Hey folks, I should know by now not to say I'm not going to do any more videos because when I get requests, I can't help myself. I had a request for a fight that was against some guardians, demon and a titan, and then just throwing a giant bat for fun. The reason that matters, guardians fight the same as any other monster, except that they have 4 health, and then some of them are armed with spells that can be pretty powerful because spells are a little bit the domain of heroes, and so when they're used against heroes, it creates some pretty interesting situations. Um, in this particular fight, we have a mice and men kind of moment. We got a halfling cleric and a half orc barbarian against these 3 monsters. Nobody has any special treasures or anything, but you'll note that the barbarian was smart enough to alert, meaning they can play 6 cubes per round. The halfling cleric was not and can only play 5. Finally, the halfling cleric has turn undead, not useful in this fight because none of these monsters are undead because they have the heart symbol or an armor symbol. So none of them can be harmed by this turn undead spell, and then also peace. So we'll see if that comes in handy. We're just going to play this straight. I don't know what's going to happen. That's part of the fun. Um, I should start making predictions on these videos as to how I think it's going to turn out. I will make a prediction. Oh, this is really interesting. Um, one of our heroes is going to survive, and one of our heroes is going to die. I think the halfling cleric is going to survive. That's my guess. All right, let's see how it plays out. Okay, first things first, we have to roll to determine who these guys target. So 1, 2, 3 is the halfling cleric. 4, 5, 6 is the half orc barbarian. So that's where the demon goes. That's where the giant bat goes. My prediction might come true here. And the titan also goes there. So yeah. Okay, next is choosing of targets. So the cleric is going to try to take down the bat. The reason being that they can only do 2 damage. They don't have enough might cubes to do 3. So the most they can do is 1 damage against any of these. It would be nice to get rid of that bat so that it's not keeping heroes trapped in the clearing. Um, the half orc barbarian is going to go after the demon because the demon is slower. And so let's see how that goes. The logic here, I'm going to zoom in on these. The logic of as to why the barbarian's going to go after the demon is that only 3 might cubes are needed. So 1, 2, 3, and that means all 3 of these brown cubes could be played in maneuver or attack speed. Now I think it would be foolish to put all of these into attack speed, even though that would perhaps take down the demon. The problem is that the Titan would then hit and teleport the half orc away. So we're going to put some cubes in here to avoid these attacks, and then we're going to put 1 here so that we can potentially hit this guy. It gives us a little bit better odds by putting 1 cube here against this one maneuver cube. Okay, over here, our halfling cleric aiming against that bat. We're never going to be fast enough to hit it, so we will put everything we have into maneuver. The reason I'm doing this is, number 1, it doesn't matter because in order to hit this bat, I would have to play 4 or 5 speed cubes or 4 speed cubes if it flips over to automatically hit it. And I need to get to 3, and the monster would need to flip over in order for my halfling cleric to have even a better chance of hitting it. And if you look down here, there are only 2 speed boxes. And I know that if this demon flips over, these 3 cubes are going to be important for my potential survival. Okay, next thing to do is to roll this dice for each of these monsters to see if they flip over. Let's start with the demon. The demon does not. The giant bat does not, and the Titan does not. Okay, so everybody stays at it as it is. Um, okay, so now we go by attack speed. We have, and let's line these up by attack speed. Okay. Actually, this is not quite right. That goes there, and this goes here. Okay. This is one thing that's definitely easier with your physical copy because you can grab several of these things really easily. Okay, so let's talk about this. Attack speed 1, attack speed 0. So the attack speeds are going to be, well, these are both 2, but this teleport spell has a distance of 40. An attack length of 40. And so that goes before this demon trying to crush the half-orc barbarian. Next up will be the half-orc, because a speed of 1 ties the giant bat's speed of 1, and the 14 attack length of the great axe is longer than the bite attack of the giant bat, followed by the final attack in the round will be our halfling cleric with a speed of 0. Okay, so first things first. That's not what I want. This is what I want. I'm going to bring these dice over here. Um, so this Titan has a speed of 2 on the attack. My Barbarian has a speed of 2. So that is not enough to hit. Attack speed of the Titan would have to be 3 for an automatic hit. So we roll the dice to see if it hits. And it misses. So thank goodness this teleport spell misses. It's worth noting that when a monster casts a spell, it follows the rules of the existing spell. So in this case, and this is explained, I believe the Titan is explained fully in the appendix, but in this case, it would teleport the barbarian out of the clearing, in essence, ending their combat for the turn, leaving the half-orc cleric in the clearing. So it's pretty good thing that they missed, because now we can continue on. Next up is the demon. The demon's attack speed of 2 against a maneuver speed of 2 is also not a hit. So we roll the dice, and unfortunately, a big hit. So this is a damage of 4 against an armor of 2, destroying the iron helm and causing a wound. We're going to take it in this cube because we don't need it for this fight. There's no reason to fill this up. And it is possible that these hearts will be important. It's worth noting that if the demon hits again on this side against the half-orc barbarian, he's dead, because that's 4 damage, 4 hearts in a healthy box, no armor, thus the hero would die. Okay, next attack is this half-orc barbarian, a speed of 1 against a speed of 1. That is also not a hit. So we have to roll the dice. We're hoping we can take the demon out. And we do. This attack does 1, 2, 3, and 4 for the sword, which is enough to kill the demon and give the barbarian 14 fame. I don't have the little counter over here by this particular hero board, so we're just going to leave it as is. Just know that this barbarian earned 14 fame that I'm not showing. Okay, next is the giant bat. Attack speed of 1 against a maneuver speed of 2. The bat would have to roll 2 hit symbols in order to hit. And that is a miss. Okay, the final attack of the round. And oops, you know what? I apologize, folks. I screwed these up. This was on the demon, and this is the token that was on the bat. Remember, I said the halfling cleric was going to go after the giant bat. Okay, so attack speed of 0 against a maneuver speed of 4. I have to get real lucky here. I have to roll 2 hit symbols, 2 of the explosion symbols. And that's just not even remotely close to being good enough. Even this symbol is a miss. So that's 2 miss symbols, although even just 1 is sufficient for me to miss. Okay, let's go back to the top. We have to determine who the Titan is going to go after. Again, 1, 2, 3 is our halfling cleric. So now the Titan is trying to teleport the cleric. Number 2 is the giant bat. the giant bat is going here. This again gets real interesting. Um, so these guys are playing cooperatively, and so it makes sense for the halfling cleric to come here and the barbarian to go after the titan. The logic is that the barbarian is going to put everything into a very speedy attack speed 3, which is faster than the maneuver speed and the attack speed of the Titan. So, in theory, should be able to kill the Titan before the Titan teleports the cleric out of the clearing, followed by the bat will hit automatically, but only a damage of 1, and I'm a brute, so I wound 1 heart, and then my halfling cleric takes down the giant bat. I said an analogy of mice and men. The best laid plans of mice and men often go astray. And let's see if the monsters mess with us. Okay, the Titan, does it flip? No, it does not. The giant bat, does it flip? No, it does not. Okay, so uh, Steinbeck, eat your heart out. We're moving forward. The first attack is this speed 3 attack, which hits the Titan because this is the first attack, right? 3, 1, 2, and 0. So 3 goes first. And it's faster than the Titan's speed. So the Titan is killed. That's 13 more fame. So we're at 27 now for the barbarian. That cancels the teleportation. Next up is this bat, which with an attack speed of 1 against 0, hits for 1 damage. 1 is less than the number of healthy hearts in the barbarian's healthy box, so they take 1 wound. They can be hit 3 more times. Finally, we have this cleric trying to hit this bat. We have the same situation we have before, where there's no speed, so we are going to roll these dice. Again, we need to roll 2 hit symbols. Hit if equal, 4 maneuver speed, 0 attack speed is not equal. We go on to a third round. Okay. The bat now changes targets to the person trying to hit it with a mace. Both of our heroes will go after the bat. You'll note that, again, the barbarian will just leave these 3 cubes in the attack speed, and the reason is they're not being attacked. There's no reason to maneuver. Now, the fastest this bat can attack is a speed of 2. It's, again, not going to matter to put more cubes up into the attack speed other than wanting to get the first swing in. And that seems like that might be important to avoid taking a wound. Okay, so let's roll to see if the bat changes tactics. The bat does change tactics. So now this 3 attack speed is first. 3 equals 3, just shy of being able to automatically hit it. So the barbarian must roll the dice and gets hits if equal as its worst result. 3 is equal to 3. Our half-orc barbarian has killed this giant bat and earned another 8 fame. So very valuable for the half-orc barbarian. It walked away with, what is that, 35 fame, and the halfling cleric was a nice little target. So truly, Lenny, in this case, took down quite a few monsters and earned quite a bit of fame, and these guys can now go about their business unmolested. Let's talk about an alternate scenario should it have happened. Let's say that both of these monsters had flipped and were targeting the halfling cleric. Let's leave the half-orc barbarian out of this particular combat just for the moment. The half-orc cleric targets himself, although the reality is this peace spell actually doesn't even need to be targeted. There's no target symbol on it. So this just takes effect, and that's an important thing. I'm going to scroll into this a little bit. So any spell that doesn't have a target symbol doesn't need to be targeted. You just leave your targeting token off to the side. It has a universal effect. Now, the other thing to note is it requires 3 spell cubes, and you note I only have 2. So we're going to play this as if there was a white enchantment cube in the tile where this combat is taking place. That allows the halfling cleric to ignore one of these boxes because of that enchanted cube. So we're going to place 2 cubes down here because I don't want any part of a demon casting fiery chasm, nor do I want any part of this fireball, or sorry, of this teleport. So I cast peace. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. I could play for the dodge, which means both teleport and fiery chasm would have to miss me, or else the halfling cleric would either be teleported or literally killed. So what I want to do is I want to play peace. I want to try and cast it quickly. The beauty of peace is the moment it takes effect, combat in the clearing ends. Okay? So again, let's just point out why I'm doing this particular scenario. We have 3 different spells, all of which could take effect at the same time. So we roll these dice, and I'm going to fake this because I want to for my scenario, which is, let's assume I rolled a blank for both of these. So now neither my Titan or my demon. I'm going to make these bigger just for a moment. Okay, just I'm doing this just to make these easier to see. Okay. There are not cubes on my mace. Oops. Okay, so I'm casting peace with a speed of 2. The demon is casting fiery chasm with a speed of 2. The titan is casting teleport with a speed of 2. So who goes first? Well, you go to the attack length as a tiebreaker. The fiery chasm has an attack length of 40. The teleport has a length of 40, and the peace spell has a length of 40, meaning they all take effect simultaneously. However, that doesn't quite work in this scenario. Per the rules, if you have a spells that are taking effect, and the order would matter, and this is clearly an example of that, because whichever one goes first determines whether the halfling might get swallowed by a fiery chasm, and the titan, by the way, because the titan cannot fly. Thankfully, for the demon anyway, it can fly, so it's safe from a fiery chasm. Or the teleport, meaning the halfling cleric's going to get just zapped to another part of the map. Or the peace, where literally both of these spells just get canceled because combat ends immediately. So at this point, what an interesting set of circumstances. We're going to roll the dice. 1 and 2, it's the fiery chasm. 3, 4, it's the teleport. 5, 6, it's peace. Now, let's do this, but just know I'm actually going to do all 3 of these. I just want to show you, for to play the game straight. We roll the die. Remember, 1, 2 is the demon. 4, 5 is the titan. 5, 6 is the cleric. And we get 4. So this spell fires first with a speed of 2. I have a maneuver speed of 1. So it undercuts. This immediately zaps me out of the clearing. Okay? Which then has the fiery chasm go off, not killing the titan, maybe killing the titan. A speed 2 against a maneuver speed of 2, right? And we roll both these dice just like we would normally. Okay. And it misses, so no effect. So the titan leapt out of the way of the fiery chasm. My cleric, again, gets zapped to another part of the map, and combat ends. Okay, at the end of that round. You still process through those attacks if they are going to impact other monsters in the clearing. So it's kind of funny that, right, the fiery chasm could have taken out the titan. Okay, let's play that differently. Instead, the first thing I rolled was a 1. meaning the fiery chasm goes first. Okay, so now instead of the teleport going off, fiery chasm goes off at a speed of 2. Flying monsters are immune. The Titan, with a maneuver of 2, we roll a dice to see what happens, and that the fiery chasm misses the Titan. The speed of 2 is faster than the maneuver speed of my halfling cleric, automatically hitting, instantly killing the cleric. So that's the end of combat because the fiery chasm went first. Okay. What if I had rolled a 6, a 5 or 6? Peace goes off first. Peace fires, right? Activates. Combat ends. Do not finish the combat round. All these and the token. I guess didn't grab it. The chip for the halfling cleric go back onto the map, right? Onto the clearing from where they started. So if you think about it, peace can be an incredibly powerful spell to get you out of a jam, but in this wild circumstance, it wouldn't have. It only would have had a 1/3 chance of going first. So just an interesting set of circumstances that shows you how dynamic the spells can be in the game.